Hi, Steve Backlund here from Igniting Hope Ministries. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. The title of today's message is 2023, the best year yet? It's a question mark. It's a great question. What do we think about a new year? I love New Year's because it's a new beginning. It's just like I play golf. I like golf. And one of the things I love about golf is that every new hole is a new beginning. I could have had a very bad experience on hole number one, but then there's hole number two. By the way, I'm a great golfer who has frequent non-great golfing experiences, but just like you, we don't get our identity out of what we've done. We get our identity out of what we're created to do. We get our identity out of our biblical identity and who God says we are and his promises. And so as we approach a new year, I just want to go after something in this. Our beliefs about what we're going to experience have a lot to do with what we will experience. And I used to not want to listen to hope preachers because if I listened to hope preachers and teachers, I'd increase the likelihood of me being disappointed again. So because our strongholds, they hate hope. They do not like hope. By the way, I am recording this, and this is also going to be available on our Igniting Hope YouTube channel. We are starting to have our podcasts on video as well on Igniting Hope YouTube. We're experimenting, seeing if that's going to work. So, hey, check it out. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, why don't you do that if you would like more of our content? And I didn't want to listen to hope preachers because, again, if I got my hopes up, then I would be just potentially disappointed again. Our strongholds hate hope because they know that once we get hope in an area, then the area of our stronghold, they can't last. They can't last. So let me say again the quote by Francis Frangipan that just rocked me. Every area of my life that doesn't glisten with hope means I'm believing a lie, and that area is a stronghold of the devil in my life. And so this thing about, 2023 is best year yet? What should we think? What should we think? Well, if God wanted us to think with limitations and think with a lack of hope, a lack of positive belief for our future, well, he did a bad job in telling us so. Paul said, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. He talks about that in Philippians 4. And right before that, he said, whether I'm abounding or abased, I've learned to be content. By the way, if you're not content right now, you're learning to be content. If there's anxiety, if there's emotional things happening in you that you really don't like, you're learning to be content. You're going to get there. He has begun a good work in you, will complete it. You wouldn't be listening to this podcast unless you are one who is going for it. You are one who's moving forward. You are one who wants to do things right. He said, whether I'm abounding or abased, I've learned to be content. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Thank you, Lord, you're strengthening this one right now. It's not up to them. It's not up to their ability. When we were first learning about hope, my wife, Wendy, and we felt like the Lord said, Stephen, Wendy, do you know why you're so hopeless and why you have so little joy? I said, no, why? But he said, because your faith is in you, not in me. Your faith is in you. So Paul says, I can do it all. I can thrive as a millionaire. I'll thrive in jail. I mean, God, if you want us to think with limitation, did a bad job. The Father in Mark 9 says, Jesus, if you can do something for my son who's demon possessed, please do it. And Jesus, If I can do something, all things are possible to him who believes. And then the man said, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief. Help my unbelief. He said, I get it. The problem is not what you want to do or not do. You have, in one way, given me a blank check. According to your faith, so be it. Help me. Help me on this journey. And so as we consider 2023, we realize again what we believe is going to be one of the greatest factors of what we're going to experience. And so what should we believe? And this week in my blog, I repackaged the 25 declarations for leaders and influencers that I have in our Transformational Mind Renewal course. We have on our website, ignitinghope.com. If you look for the areas of declarations, you're going to find these. They're some of the most powerful beliefs that we can declare. And I presented them again. I'm presenting them again. And for some of you, it's the first time you've ever seen them, because it is 25 powerful beliefs that are going to dramatically increase the likelihood of you having positive influence on yourself, on your family, on your church, on your city, your nation. And these are, like, the first one is the one I just was talking about with Paul, the Apostle Paul. The first one is the adaptability belief. I will thrive no matter what happens. Now, again, what we believe in 2023, that is a great belief. That's a great belief. No matter what happens in 2023, you're going to thrive no matter what happens. Just say, I will thrive no matter what happens. And those who believe they'll thrive no matter what happens will thrive no matter what happens. Hope people don't need a certain outcome or certain things to happen to thrive. They don't need a certain amount of money. They don't need a title. They don't need certain government over them. They will thrive. And so just 2023 is going to be the best year yet. I say this. That is the belief that catalytic people are going to have. Because people, whether it's in recessions, there's people who become millionaires in recessions. Because when others are floating downstream, they're going upstream. They're not seeing problems, they're seeing opportunities. You are one who sees opportunities where others see problems. Jesus said in John 4:35, he said, do you not say 4 months and then the harvest? But I say to you, look up and see, the fields are white for harvest. You say it's not happening yet, but I say to you, look up. It's already happening. There's something to partner with right now that I am doing. Great leaders, great influencers, which includes you, they don't build something and ask God to bless it. They find out what God's doing and build around what God's doing now. What's God doing in your life? What's he blessing? What's their momentum? Where do you have favor? You are in a time where the Lord is taking your eyes off of what you think you don't have. He's taking your eyes off of closed doors that you wish were open. And he's causing you to see doors that are open. He's causing you to see where you do have favor. So in 2023, you're going to see. And some of you are going to downsize. Some of you are going to discontinue certain commitments that you have. Some of you is going to make radical decisions this year because you've got a word from the Lord. But 2023, We just sow into it right now. We seed the clouds of 2023, and some of you are listening to it. It is already 2023. Well, this is just an opportunity for you to seed into the rest of the year, or if you're listening to it in future years, the year that you are. And so we speak. We say this is a blessed year. This is a year of breakthrough. This is a year of answered prayer. This is a year of miracles like never before. We start, faith comes by hearing. What we believe about 2023 is going to dramatically affect what we'll experience in 2023. You say, well, hey, I'm tired. I'm this message, I'm not ready to receive. I've got too much disappointment. I've got too many things that aren't. That's okay. That's okay. I bless you just for listening to this, because you could be in a place where you're just not willing to listen to anything that's going to challenge you or to feed into what's going to feed into your purpose and destiny, into higher experiences. But you're here. You're here. You could be at a lower place right now. You could be making much poorer decisions than you're making. And we commend you. I commend you. Gideon, he didn't want to hear the word in Judges 6. Hey, you're a mighty warrior. The Lord is, he didn't want to hear that. But he heard it, even though at first it sounded like he didn't hear it. No, he heard it. Now you're hearing something right now. We're all like Gideon in areas of our lives where we feel stuck, we feel trapped, we feel like a failure, we feel like if onlys, we have regrets, we have low-grade shame in areas. We all feel that, but we're part of a people of God that the Lord is touching. He's given revelation. You and I haven't quit. Woohoo! We have not quit. And you're going to get through this thing. If you're experiencing that tiredness, I was talking with somebody yesterday who's tired. And it's not going to stay this way. The Lord's going to give you a plan. He's going to strengthen you. And a lot of our tiredness, and again, this is a kind of a ramble fest, and I'm fine with that. And a lot of our tiredness is spiritual because we're living in doubt. We're living in double-mindedness. We're doing things out of duty and obligation instead of faith. And by the way, my book, Fully Convinced, is a now book in this hour, Fully Convinced, The Art of Decision Making. It talks about attaching great faith to who we are and what we do. And when we are able to attach great faith to who we are and what we're doing, we get energy, we get cheerfulness, and we get power. And so this is a time. And I'll just pause here and just say some of our resources are, I believe, are key resources in this hour for 2023. And that's one of them. Book Fully Convinced. We've got an 8-week course that goes along with that in our ignitinghopeacademy.com platform. And that book alone, I believe, is just a critical book because our decision-making right now is challenged. There's a lot of doubt. A lot of our anxiety is caused by doubt. It's caused by doubt of who we are, doubt we're doing the right thing, doubt there's a future, doubt that our prayers are going to be answered, doubt about God's purpose for us. So that is going to be a blessing. And so 2023, the best year yet. I just, I say, hey, why don't you just start speaking over 2023? Why don't you just go on a rampage of declarations and speaking and just coming into agreement with your past prayers? Just Thank you, Lord. Use the words, thank you. Thank you that you're moving. Thank you I'm going to have wisdom. Thank you that even if the worst happens, I'll be okay. Thank you, Lord, that you're going to be with me this year in incredible ways. Thank you there's always a solution. Thank you that my forward movement causes Red Seas to part. And I'm just taking some of these declarations out of the blog that we're going to release this week. That's going to be so important to what you're going to experience. Hey, thank you so much, and especially those of you who are regular listeners to my podcast. Thank you so much for the encouragement. Gaius from Hampshire, Illinois, just sent an encouragement to me, and I really appreciate that. Those who would take the time to write at info@ignitinghope.com and just say, hey, I appreciate the podcast. If there's especially one that especially blessed you, that's such great feedback. Thank you for those who come up to us when we travel and we're in a meeting and just thank for the podcast. Again, it means so much. We have thousands of people who listen to them, and I am so blessed to be a part, to be kind of a cornerman. You're like a boxer. I'm a cornerman with this hope message. This isn't the only message that you need in where you're going and the purpose, but this is an important one, going after what we believe and going after the joy of the Lord and just believing truth instead of lies, and focusing in on that increasing hope is the evidence that we're renewing our mind with truth instead of lies. Decreasing hope is the evidence we're renewing our mind with lies instead of truth. Thank you so much. And I just speak a great blessing over you. And just a couple things that we're doing. I want to make mention so you're fully aware. We're starting January 1st, 40 days of joy, 40 devotionals. I'm working on them now. I am so excited about this because you go after joy, it's gonna cause great growth because you're gonna overcome through the joy journey bad identity beliefs, bad doctrines about God, perfectionism. You're gonna learn to celebrate progress, not perfection. Learn how to create a culture of gladness in your home, in your ministry, in your workplace, with your friends. And there's not only you're going to learn, but you're going to get an impartation. 40 blogs, 40 podcasts that are going to be a part of that. IgnitingHopeAcademy.com. And then my wife, Wendy's starting January 2nd. She's starting the Academy of the Unseen Realm. Wow, that's going to be incredible. IgnitingHopeAcademy.com. You can find out about that. And hey, if you can't afford it, why don't you email us at info@ignitinghope.com and tell us what you can do. Hey, one side note, we've had some scammers on social media with Instagram, Facebook, impersonating us, asking for money for orphanages and things like that. Hey, that's not us. We're not going to do it that way. And so just thank you. If you find some of those, just report it to us and to that social media platform. Hey, God bless. Thanks so much. We're here to ignite your hope. There's no hopeless circumstances. There's just people who do not have hope. And once people get true hope, circumstances cannot stay the same. Hope is the belief that the future will be better than the present, and we have the power to help make it so. And remember, too, the joy of the Lord is your strength. We don't need strength at the end of the battle. We need strength in the middle of the battle. For pretty much everybody listening today's just not a good day to walk in radical joy. Joy at a more convenient season, I will call for you. No, I need strength right now. And so we activate joy through thanksgiving, focusing more on what we have and than what we perceive we don't have, focusing on more on what is working rather than focusing on what we believe is not working. And then we strengthen our joy by delighting in the Lord. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. The Delighters mantra is this: is, Lord, woohoo, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what you're going to do in this situation. Hey, God bless. Thank you so much for those who are praying for our ministry. Thank you so much for those who are sowing financially into it as well. If you have a heart to sow into Igniting Hope, you can go to our ignitinghope.com platform. But even if you don't, we just are so thankful for your prayers, for your support, and your encouragement. God bless.